KLP hosted a presentation for courtroom professionals to learn more about victims' trauma. The presenter, Tara Combs, is working to help attorneys and other courtroom professionals understand trauma. She says that helping them to understand will make it easier for them to defend their clients and ultimately help them receive justice.
This is their real life. This is a real trauma that they experienced, and there's no script or no training to how to behave, but that's not conducive for the courtroom to get justice. And so that's really what this was about, is to be able to help survivors get justice.
Combs says she uses her passion for helping victims to train courtroom professionals throughout 8 counties. Love Loud 2023 kicked off this week in Pikeville. The annual summer event brings students from many different churches and organizations to Pike County for a week of community service. From free car washes to repair projects, those involved say it is their way of being the hands and feet of Jesus, bringing the church to the community.
It's absolutely phenomenal to see. We learn, when we're in church, we learn what God's word says, but this is actually doing.
The projects continue all week, so look for the red shirts to see them in action.
Well, mostly just fair weather clouds out there this afternoon. A certain change from what we were dealing with about 12 to 18 hours ago. Mostly sunny skies out there in many spots. Mid-80s out there, for instance, at London Corbin Airport, where we're starting to see a few of those clouds try to increase their height through the atmosphere and bring us some showers and thunderstorms. Low to mid-80s out there in many spots. Look at Middlesboro checking in at 86. A little preview of some summer heat headed our way. Dew points are in the upper 50s, but mostly low to mid-60s. Even a few upper 60s in areas that have seen a shower. We continue to watch a few of those downpours going up. Main concentration right now, got one right where Floyd, Pike, and Martin counties come together. That'll be pushing into through the southern parts of Martin County over the next little bit. Another shower just north of US 119 into portions Mingo County, and a few more up 119 into portions of Logan County and pushing out of the area. Those are the heaviest, but we could still see a few more as we head through the evening hours. Through the evening, we'll see those that fog try to increase overnight with low to mid-60s out there. We will dry it out at least temporarily, and I have the details on that coming up in a few minutes, Steve.
All right, Evan, thanks. The woman who lost her husband and son in that underwater tragedy near the wreck of the Titanic last week says it was originally supposed to be her, not her son, who went on the ill-fated adventure. All 5 people on board the submersible died after it imploded on its way down to the wreck. In an exclusive interview with the BBC, Christine Dawood said her husband, Pakistani businessman Shahzad Dawood, had a lifelong dream of visiting the Titanic.
Absolutely. He had this ability of childlike excitement. So they both were so excited.
She said she gave her spot to her 19-year-old son, Suleiman, because he really wanted to go. The trip cost $250,000 per person. The United States Coast Guard and Canada's Transportation Safety Board are now investigating the cause of the accident. A NASCAR street race coming to Chicago next month is the first of its kind for the motorsport. Ryan Chiaverini took a ride along the downtown course with legendary race car driver Dale Earnhardt Jr.
So Dale, what do you think of the course?
It's exciting. I'm pretty pumped up about this. I didn't know what to expect when I came in this morning, and I had ran the course on iRacing, which is a sort of gaming software for PC. They scanned this course a couple years ago, and I found that very challenging. I found it really difficult, and thought that as a driver this would be a really, really difficult challenge and a tough hill to climb. Being here in person, there's a lot more room. The roads and the track and where the track will be is going to be wider than I anticipated, which I think is a good thing. But it also has these funny little places where it narrows up and it funnels down into turns and so forth. And that, that is going to be a challenge for the drivers. You got cracks and bumps and
potholes. We're in Chicago.
Yeah. You've got manholes. You've got, you've got all kinds of unique, fun, we call it character that right there, going over that little series of bumps. In a race car that's set up very rigid, those things are going to be massive and challenging for the driver.
Dale, any chance we're going to see you behind the wheel in the race?
I am not entered in the race, unfortunately. I'll be honest though, the Xfinity race here could be something I might want to try down the road. If they come back to Chicago and we have this street course for a couple years and it's successful, I might have to come run the Xfinity race here just to say I have.
The Cup Series race, named the Grant Park 220, and the Xfinity Series race, called the Loop 121, will pass through many of Chicago's most renowned downtown landmarks July 1st and 2nd. Brave couples competed in a wife-carrying contest during the weekend at a Scandinavian Midsummer Festival in Burnaby, Canada. The team members identifying as husbands have to carry their wives or a friend through a course filled with obstacles. Friends Eric Bleda of Ukraine and Anna Stankovic of Russia completed the course in the fastest time and were awarded Stankovic's weight in beer, 112 pounds.
I don't know how I found it on the internet that we have this festival here, and then we just registered and came here.
We were really excited, and we were the ones who registered first because we were like, oh my God, that's so cool.
The wife-carrying contest has its origins in Finland. A reunion 1 year in the making. A Texas man thought he lost his prosthetic leg forever after it fell into the depths of Lake Natoma. But that is not the case thanks to a scuba diver. Steve Large has the story.
I popped up out of the water first, and I popped up on my board, and I said, well, holy cow, I lost my leg.
Dave Faddick can laugh about it now.
Everybody was like, oh my gosh, where'd you lose it at?
These are pictures from his kayak trip on Lake Natoma a year ago when he came out of the water and somehow his prosthetic leg slipped in.
The leg has been in the bottom of the lake for almost a year now.
Missing a year until last week, this underwater video shows the moment the prosthetic leg was discovered.
I kind of just happened upon it.
Scuba diver Matt Sprutenberg swam right into it.
How special was finding this prosthetic leg and then finding the person it belongs to?
It was amazing.
Sprutenberg volunteers for a group called American River Lost and Found. They post their discoveries on a Facebook page. One of Fada's friends spotted the post and ID'd the leg immediately.
She's like, oh my gosh, you'll never guess what somebody posted on Facebook, and they're holding up a picture of the leg. And I said, well, that's my leg. And she says, I know it is.
He lost his leg during a day at the lake, then found his faith in humanity.
The moral of the story is there's still good people in this world, Steve. There's still good people.
Great story. Fada has used a prosthetic since 2005 when his leg was amputated after a workplace accident. Coming up as First to Four continues, federal safety regulators open an investigation into a major car maker.